Hi everyone, Jackie and Ricky here with Enjoying Life's Journey. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. So today we thought we would do a financial update or our baby steps update, budget, and we thought we'd do something a little bit different and start sharing with you every month kind of our budget for the upcoming month and then do a recap or a report card of sorts from the previous month. And we actually got the idea from Jackie and Chris on Gazelle Intense, and I'll link their channel in the description box. But basically what we're looking at here on our screen is our new budget, our monthly budget, and I actually got this template, not even so much a template. Jackie on Gazelle Intense does a video tutorial and walks you through step by step. So I actually walked through with her videos and I made this, and I did make a few changes from what she did. So again, always tailor it to whatever works for you guys. So for today's video, I thought I would give you a brief, rundown of how I have it set up, as well as where we're at in the baby steps, and then go over our budget for October. So today's video might be a little bit longer than future ones, but we'll try to do this on the first Wednesday of every month. So keep an eye out for those. So let's say, do we want to talk about our baby steps first and where we're at before we do the budget?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we are back on baby step number 1, and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, it's Dave Ramsey's baby steps. There's 7 baby steps, and I have another video that goes over all 7 baby steps, and then I had another video about our getting out of debt journey. So you can look back at those and kind of get an idea of where we were starting, but we actually have to start over. As you know, if you've been watching us, we recently moved into this new house. We've been here since June, and we're finally getting finances back in order. Unfortunately, we had to wipe out not only our savings accounts, but our daughter's savings accounts, and we had to get money from my dad just to move. So that was kind of a setback, but we're here, we're settled, we're back on track. So baby step 1 is to start our emergency fund of $1,000. So here we are in October with 0 savings, so we are starting over. So that's where we're at in the baby step, but that's okay, we'll get there. And then so you'll kind of see that also shown in our debt of the money that we are going to be paying back our daughters. So we'll get into that a little bit further. So let's go over our new budget spreadsheet. So this was made in Excel, and again, Jackie has the tutorial on it, so if you want to make a similar one, follow along with her. I've been using Excel for a long time, and I still learned a few tricks in here that I didn't know how to do before, so that was actually really helpful. So our first category up here at the top is our income, and I'm sharing with you 100% our numbers, okay? These aren't made up numbers, these are it. Some people show made up numbers as a guide. We are just being honest and truthful, and we're out there, and this is what we have. This is how we're making it work. So basically our sources, this would be, where is the income coming from, and then as we move down, where is the expenses, what, the category. We have the budgeted amount. So this amount, once you budget this at the beginning of the month, you do not change this amount because we're going to compare it to over here, the actual amount. Now, I did change this up a little bit different from the way Jackie had it. She had it set up with just a general payment for the entire month and then the actual amount. I like to know, because I get paid on the 1st and the 15th, and then Ricky gets paid every other Friday, I like to know exactly which paycheck that expense is coming out of and kind of break it up into a little more detail. So what I did at the top here is I added my first paycheck. This month in October, Ricky gets paid on the 9th, and then I get paid on the 15th, and then he gets paid on the 25th. So that's kind of how we changed it up a little bit here for our monthly categories. and everything that's grayed out is basically does not apply to that particular paycheck, and so that's kind of how you can see it through down here. So roughly, Ricky's paychecks are about $705 every 2 weeks. Sometimes they're a little bit more, so we always budget the lower amount. So we are budgeting that he's going to have $1,410 for the month of October. I get paid $450 every, the 1st and the 15th. That's a set amount, so I get $900. Extra, this would be if we sold anything, any money I've made on YouTube, or tax return, birthday money, Christmas money, anything like that. And then our rollover, I always make sure that we have money left over from the month before that covers our rent and our car insurance, because those come out, the 1st and the 2nd of the month. So that's kind of how I do it. Everyone can do it a little differently. They may just say, oh, it's already been paid from September. For me, for whatever reason, it makes more sense to me if I just say if I'm budgeting that money as a rollover. So again, whatever works for you. So for this month, I had $1,060 that was rollover amount. And then so the 1st I did get paid, so we went ahead and plugged that in, and then we had our rollover amount, so that's how much we had. This is how much we budgeted for the month, and then how much we actually had. And then we move down to our second category, which are all of our regular expenses. Now, if you watched my previous Getting Out of Debt video, we had taken out some things. We were living with my dad. We were really, kind of trying to save that way. Unfortunately, now that we've moved, we have added expenses that we did not have before, like electricity, water, and we ended up adding internet, and we did add Netflix back. We just felt like those were some things that we wanted. So basically, just running down the row here, we have our rent. Our rent is $918 a month. Our car insurance is $118, and that's actually going to be going up by like $1 and some change next month, so we'll show you November's snapshot too. Trash, that's paid every 3rd month. We have Netflix is $9. Electricity, we did get the bill in the mail, so we budgeted what we owed, which was about $218. We have our internet, which we got the bill for that, so again, that was about $42. Our water, we got the bill for that. That was about $99. However, I do pay that online, and they do charge me about $5 for doing that, so that's fine. So I budgeted $105 for that. Adobe, that's actually my Photoshop and Lightroom Adobe Cloud editing software that I use for my photography and video, so that is $11 a month. Our cell phone is $50. Motorcycle insurance, that's for mine and Ricky's motorcycle, that's $44 a month. Now groceries, $97. You might think, how on earth are you going to survive off of $97 a month? We do get WIC, which is the Women and Infant Help Assistance, so we do get some bread and milk and eggs through that, and we are on food stamps. Our food stamps, we get $122 a month. We used to get $360 when we lived with my dad, and because we moved and I started making money, they chopped it down to only $122, so now we have to budget. So we're budgeting about $50 a week combined. So we're trying to stay with a $50 a week budget. We've managed to do that for about 2 months, so we'll see. But keep an eye out. We'll keep updates on how we're managing to eat on only $50 a week with a family of 4. And then the little asterisks here, those are ones that are for cash envelopes. And then we have our gas, budgeted $160 for the month. Diapers for the baby, we're budgeting $35 for the month. Dog care, we're budgeting $70. We were buying, the dog food that we were buying was about $50 a month. We have agreed that for lifestyle changes and reasons, and for financial reasons, one, we were trying to be gazelle intense, and Dave Ramsey actually says, list your cat on Craigslist. And so unfortunately we will be surrendering Sky to the Arizona Humane Society. We have an appointment on the 11th to do that. And that will actually cost us, they say it's about $60, but we are low income, so we should be able to surrender her for about $30. I just budgeted out about $50 just in case. Also, Ricky and I agreed that we should find a cheaper dog food, so now we're buying a dog food that's only $20. So the $70 is the $20 for dog food, and then the $50 to surrender Sky, which then will actually save us. You'll see in November's that it's going to save us on pet rent, and then it will also save us on dog food. So you guys, you got to do what you got to do, right? Personal care household, we're not budgeting to spend anything this month, and then rollover for November, we need about $1,013. So that's where we're at for our regular expenses. Now, if you see here, under our first payment category, these are ones that have already been paid. Netflix is actually like $8.69. I always budget a little bit more. I always round up when I'm budgeting. So these are ones that have already been paid for, or money that has been taken out for cash envelopes. And then over here is our actual amount. So I end up totaling all four of these columns. So as well, I have our due dates. So these are the dates that everything is due that has a due date. And then I changed this up. Jackie on her template had something that said like, I think just payment, and she just put what day she made the payment. I went ahead and just changed it to scheduled, because a lot of these are automatically deducted. So the days that are automatically deducted, the date's already on there. And then there are a few that I have to manually go in. So I'll show you in November what a clean slate looks like, where I actually just have the block highlighted in yellow, so I know I need to go in and schedule that date. But these are ones that are already scheduled, or again, if they've already been paid. So that's that. This little number down here is not a date. It's actually how much will be coming out with that next envelope. So for instance, we had budgeted $160 for gas. We took out $80, and then I have another $80 that will be coming out with the 15th paycheck. So I hope that makes sense. Again, with our rollover amount, I have 2 paychecks that need to cover that amount, and here's the amounts from each paycheck. So those are just little notes for myself. All right, so down to our debt area, everybody wants to know. Basically, I listed them in order from our lowest balance to the highest balance, and that's over here. So this is what we owe, and then these who we owe. So again, we owe our daughters. We don't have a monthly payment that's required to them. Basically, we just have in here the minimum payments, because we are working on our emergency savings. So right now we're down, our debt is down to just the bare minimum. So we have our credit card and our Best Buy at $25, my last student loan at $53, and then our motorcycle loan at $204. However, we will be owing my dad. So that's something else I wanted to mention. In my last getting out of debt video, I mentioned that we paid off our car, and that we are going to be buying Ricky a new motorcycle, selling the old motorcycle, and using that $400 car payment towards his new motorcycle. Now, we did that arrangement with my dad for like 4 months, and that was before we knew we were moving out. Since we have moved out, we have come up with an agreement with my dad to actually sell the new bike, because we had no business in buying it in the situation that we are in now. So we are going to sell Ricky's new bike, and we're estimating that we will end up owing my dad about $1,000, kind of upside down from where he would end up being from selling it. So that's kind of what this $1,000 to my dad is once he sells that new bike, and then we will just keep Ricky's old bike and pay that off completely, and then we will save up cash for a new motorcycle down the road. So that's kind of where that motorcycle situation is. I want to give you an update on that. And again, we're not making minimum payments to my daughter. What I do, we've already paid her $1 back, and what I do is anything we use out of our cash envelope, any change we get, any quarters, nickels, and dimes, I have been just putting right into Arcadia's payback fund. We actually started off owing her like 114, so we're only down to 77 by just giving her the change, which is pretty good. So this is basically what we currently owe. Our goal is, like I mentioned in our getting out of debt video, was to pay off the rest of our debt with this next year's tax return in February. That's still our goal. We're still on track to do that, minus this medical bill. We are in the process of working with the insurance company and working with the hospital to hopefully get that covered 100%. I'll keep you updated on that. We did pay $3, about $4 to Sonora Quest for some blood work. That, whatever. Okay, so down to our emergency savings. We are budgeting. If we keep on budget for October, we should be able to put $100 towards that fund. Again, our balance right now is 0. We're starting over, you guys. So it's okay if you have to start over. You just get back on track and you do it. The other thing now, we have our sinking funds. We have never had sinking funds. We never planned ahead. We didn't know what we were doing. So now we are kind of trying to plan ahead. The only thing I would say that I did somewhat plan ahead for were our car registration, motorcycle registrations, and this tax lien. I'll talk to you about that in a little more detail. But basically those I always paid with our tax refund. So that we'll probably continue to do. And we usually do the registrations. We do 2 years at a time. We are due to renew both of those this coming next year, 2016. So we will be using tax refund for that. A tax lien, we actually have a tax lien on 2 acres up north. And if you're interested in learning about what a tax lien is and all of that, let me know and I will make a separate video for that. Car, bike maintenance, we do need to get an oil change soon, so we're going to budget $30 for that. Burning Man, we're excited for this one. Every year we try to do a Maine vacation. So if you saw this year, we went to Havasu Falls. Next year we're going to try to do Burning Man. So we need to start getting money set aside for our tickets. We need to get bicycles, all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned. We'll have lots of videos on our Burning Man prep and trip as well. Gifts, this could be birthday gifts, holiday gifts, anything like that. Personal care, household, we are going to start trying to budget about $5 each per month. That way we're set up. Last month we had to buy toilet paper, paper towels, razors. We got hit with like everything, and we weren't really prepared or budgeted for it. So now we're going to start kind of budgeting ahead of time for those. And then we come down to our fun money, which is kind of should be your last priority when you're gazelle intense. You're trying to get everything else taken care of. So we have eating out, drinks, event, Ricky's, pocket money, mine. For now, we're just budgeting 30, and I just put it for event. And however we end up actually spending it, if we end up eating out or buying some beer or something like that, then I'll let you know on that. So basically, our estimated expenses for the month are $3,370. Our estimated income, $3,370. So again, you want to do your final zero-based budget. And if you're not sure what that is, I have a whole separate video on Dave Ramsey's zero-based budget that you guys can take a look at as well. All right, so that's our budget for October. It's a little update on where we're at the baby steps, kind of a little bit of what's going on as far as the motorcycle and the dog. So our next video won't be as long because I won't be kind of going over, the whole spiel of everything. I'll just kind of run down what we budgeted, how we did, and then what the next month looks like and where we're at on our baby steps. So yeah, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. If you want to know more about that tax lien that I was talking about, let me know. And if there's, anything else that I left out, then yeah. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye. Okay. You gonna say bye? Bye. Bye. Have a September, I'm going backwards, in November. and we'll see where we were at. I can't talk. And, so yeah, I have hair somewhere getting all weird. Yeah, so these are gonna be like our outtakes. Like, what the heck is happening right now?